Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be talking about the Trevor Jame Bass Flute. Now I do have some extras for you guys. Stay to the end of the video and I'll show you my unboxing and very first impressions. But this part is going to be my more professional type of review for you guys. So as you can see here, I do have it on my stand. I did want to point that out to you guys because it was something that I was curious about. This is on my Hercules alto flute stand. So it does work on the alto flute stand. You don't have to get a whole new stand for it. It works just perfectly fine on this. So awesome. For this actual model, it is the Trevor Jame silver plated version of their bass flute. So all of this is totally silver plated. I do believe that the lip plate and riser are sterling silver though, but everything else is silver plated. It does come with a rose gold crown as well, and it is engraved Trevor Jame on it. I also wanted to point out that we do have some engraving on the foot joint over here with the TJ on the foot joint. I thought that was a pretty nice touch. You also will have a B flat roller here, no D sharp roller or anything. You don't really need it, I guess. You do have these pearl touch pieces on the actual fingers. And it is also an elongated C key here. I have definitely fallen in love with this instrument. My only gripe with it is actually just personal to me because I have had a thumb injury in the past, so I don't have total flexibility in my thumb. This is honestly as far down as I can bring my left thumb. So I'm having to actually not use the crutch and kind of go around it to hold this and be able to play it. So my only gripe with it would be I would actually have to cut this off of mine that I ended up getting, make it smooth, and then probably get like some sort of rubber piece to kind of use it like I do on my flute, like a Bo Peep for my flute. So that way I could actually play it kind of resting here instead of having it rest here. I will show you guys what the crutches look like. So there are two types of crutches that come with this. There is a smaller one and a larger one. There also is a smaller crutch post, I guess would be the better way to put that. Smaller crutch post, longer crutch post. These are interchangeable as well. So with this trial version, somebody actually stripped this out, so it just kind of sits in there. But this one that's on the small one does unscrew. I can actually unscrew this out like that and put this longer one in on it as well, and vice versa. If this one wasn't stripped out, it would actually hold it fairly well, but it just kind of just goes in there. It doesn't really actually stay, but you could change them out to however it works best for you. I also took the little tightening portion of this off just since it was kind of getting in my way. But normally you would have that on there, and then you would use your crutch, put it in there. I might have tightened it down too far. So that's how far in the long one goes. Let's take that off. I didn't really care for the long one personally, but everyone's hands are going to be different, so that one might work better for you. I'm going to put the small one back in here, and the small one, you could almost put it in flush to this. Yeah, pretty much. Tighten it down, and this doesn't tighten down very well either because I can still move that, and that's fairly tight. But normally you would have your crutch here in the webbing of your thumb right here. So I'm going to kind of do it backwards since I don't have a good thumb. You're going to have the crutch kind of in the webbing there, and then you'll go back and forth from your B and such. I can do it with mine, but it's very difficult to get all of the keys down and to also move back and forth between the two. I'm like just barely holding on there. So honestly, it worked a little bit better for me not to have this in at all and just kind of work around it. All right. So I also have been using kind of a microfiber cloth kind of in the webbing portion here. So that way I can kind of play it like this, just like that. So I'm going to play my normal excerpts that I do for you guys on flute and piccolo whenever I try out things for you guys, just so that way you guys can get a feel for how it sounds. It is very different from the flute. I do just want to point that out. Obviously, it is very different from the flute. How you direct your air is a lot more drastic than how you do on the flute. I feel like on the flute, you are having to point your air down a little bit more to get to those low notes. This one's a lot more drastic. You're having to really push it down, and then making sure that you have a nice tight embouchure for those upper notes. It's very easy to play. I didn't really have any trouble like breathing wise, like I felt like I do on my alto flute. Sometimes I'm like, I can't catch my breath, but this one I actually didn't really have that problem. I felt like it played very easily. It didn't take a whole lot of air to get, sound out of it and get a decent sound out of it. So let me go ahead and do a few scales, and then we'll do our chord study. That was the other thing that I wanted to point out. I'm actually just realizing this. I don't know if it's this one, just this trial version, or if they all do this, but whenever I'm going from D, E flat, or I'm sorry, D, E natural, F, this one, just the E key does not seem to want to come up very quickly. I thought maybe the spring was out of place. It's not. I don't know if the spring just isn't strong enough for this key or what it is. I'm not really sure. But I do notice that I'm having trouble with doing that kind of fast. I don't know. I just had some trouble with it. So keep that in mind as I'm going through this. That's getting down to your low C. It does have a C foot joint, by the way, not a B foot joint. But it does have your trochees, so that's really cool. I did find that the trochees were kind of hard to find fast when I'm trying to play something really quickly. I'm like searching for where are they. They're not very prominent, so that is another thing that I kind of noticed and had a little bit of issue with. But let's do a couple of scales as well. As you can tell, it can get up into the higher register pretty easily. I do feel like I have some trouble, especially whenever you get to that E natural above the staff. You can definitely tell I have to push a little bit more air to get that one to come out without squeaking or without just not even coming out. But overall, I'm doing fairly well getting through the scales and getting through the registers. Let's do this chord study, see how well I can do it on this. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to use my shoulder here since I can't really get a very good grip around. I'm gonna kind of use my shoulder as a little bit of a help to hold this up. hopeful that I went over everything with you guys. Please let me know in the comments if you guys have had any experience with these bass flutes. I do really love it. I do want to get one. It is just very pricey right now. So this one, as it sits right now, as of today, it is $4,500 at pretty much any of the retailers. They all pretty much have about the same pricing. $4,500 for this silver plated version. To me, that's very hard to swallow whenever I have to chop off something from it. So right now it's not feasible for me, but I do want to get a bass flute in the future. I am looking at other ones. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this review. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything else that you guys want to see. I do have more footage of me unboxing this beauty and my very first impressions and playing some songs for you guys, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up right next. Hello everybody, this is a very informal unboxing of the Trevor Jame Bass Flute that I got from the Flute Center of New York on trial. I have not bought it yet. I'm gonna try to decide. It's a lot of money and I really want a bass flute though, so we're gonna be unboxing this together. We're gonna do that together. All right. Plus, maybe I can use this to put things back the way they were. So, big bag here. Let's put everything back in the box and then we'll put this. I know, I have helpers today. All right, so let's dive on in. Let's see, where's my zipper? Over here. So there's two zippers, so you could zip it in the middle, which is usually what I do. Let's start on the outside here. So the outside we have this little zipper for the front pocket, which should have, it's got our Trevor Jame cleaning cloth, huge cleaning rod, and the shoulder straps in here too. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put all this back in here because I will forget and then I will end up keeping it. I don't want to keep it. And it's actually really nice. Like this outer case is kind of like clothy, but these feel, it might be fake leather, I'm not sure, but it feels like leather and it has like these little nice like buckles on them too. And then you have, this is where your shoulder strap, one of your shoulder straps would go, and then the other's on this side. It's actually a very nice case. It's a very nice case. I like it a lot already. All right, you helping? Okay. Hopefully I'm in frame here. Ooh. All right, so nice white, like fuzzy insides for the case. And since we have this, I'm gonna see if this fits in my new bag too. I'm not thinking it will. It's actually pretty long, but that's okay. If I were to buy this, this is beautiful. I would have zero problems going ahead and using this. This is kind of twisted up though. There we go. Oh, beautiful large case. Beautiful. So it definitely needs cleaned. There's some markings right here. I think it's just, yeah, it's just like hands. Somebody didn't quite wipe it down all the way, but that's okay. We can do that. It is beautiful. This is the silver plated model as well, just so you guys know. So it's a very pretty purple case. It also has this little compartment here, which is where your crutches are going to be. So we're gonna try these out too. I'm actually kind of curious with my thumb injury how this is going to work. I might not want the crutch. We're gonna see. But this is a beautiful little touch piece to these. They have like the rose gold plated head cork crown. Yeah, this was not cleaned. So we're gonna clean it and go get them. Yeah, go get them. So we're gonna clean that since we don't want anybody else's cooties. So I'm just getting a little bit of alcohol on a cotton swab, and we're just gonna kind of wipe it down. I also like to get inside of the tone hole just to make sure that we get everything. And then I'll take a microfiber cloth and just kind of wipe it down to make sure we get everything off. And as far as I'm aware, also, this comes apart and it should have a cork on it as well. And it does, but it gets housed together in the case. It is a little bit strange because whenever you learn about corks with like piccolos and such, they say not to house them together because it can actually like deteriorate the cork faster. That it's better to let it breathe, let it... I'm so excited. So let's put it all together. This is huge. I'm gonna keep it on my third video where I go a little formal. I'll probably get my alto flute out too. And just to show you that this is huge. Huge. What's this stuff? That is stiff. I know they say not to use cork grease, but Jesus, we're using cork grease on this. Way too stiff. Way too stiff. Okay. This is like... Okay. So yeah, I might not need the crutch because with my left thumb, for anybody that doesn't know, I was in an accident where, very long story short, I don't have full flexibility with this thumb, so I was a little bit worried about the crutch and how the crutch would sit, because normally it'll sit like this and you can kind of do more like a V type of a thing. I can't really do that, so I think I might just not need the crutch at all, which, I mean, I'm kind of sitting a little off from it anyways, so it might just... that might just be what I need to do. I was a little bit worried about that. I think I'm just gonna have to adjust. Ooh, this just keeps moving. This just keeps moving. All right, I'm gonna take this out. I'm going to wipe it down just a little bit because it is way too, it moves way too easily. So I don't know if somebody has something on it, like cork grease. But it's definitely moves way too easily. Still moves pretty easily. I don't have a bass flute stand, so we're just gonna lay that. Tricks for anybody that does not know, when things are too small, when your head joint's too small for the body, you can use a little piece of tape. This isn't very much bigger, so I'm just going to use a little bit just to kind of help take up some of the space, which is interesting because it definitely has the friction down here at the bottom, like at the base of the head joint, but as you start going in, it doesn't. So that's why I put the tape more towards the top up here, so that way it gives it just a little bit extra, and it didn't really do much of anything. It still moves pretty easily. Yeah, no. So we're gonna need more tape. And this is mainly for whenever you're just trying things. If you do decide to go with a head joint that is smaller than the body of your flute, you will want to go to a technician and just have them fit it. But since this is a rental, we're not gonna be trying to get stuff fitted, although it should. This is still so loose. I'm gonna overlap a little bit here so it gives it some more thickness there. There we go. That's that's how it should fit, but now I can't get it all the way in. So we're gonna play around with this tape here. What's better? All right, already better. Good. All right, and I have no idea where I want this head joint. All right, what happened? E is still difficult. Yeah, this crutch thing is definitely in the way. I am curious if I could have like a technician do something about that for me. If I ended up going with one, like flattening that out. Just because it's definitely like in the way. I feel like it's very easy to play. It's very easy to play, number one. Number two, it's so easy to play that it's a little bit difficult to figure out registers. It's very easy to play an above, like a middle register when I'm trying to get the low register. So the air travel is very different. So it's going to be similar to like a flute, where you're having to kind of almost like point the air down to get lower. But it's a lot more drastic on this. It doesn't take very much air at all. This is very easy to play. Where I feel like even with my alto flute, it takes a little bit more air than this does. And it could just be the Trevor James. Sure, Trevor James and Gemeinhardt have different embouchures, embouchure holes, tone holes. Same thing with going up octaves. I feel like once you start getting like D and higher is when things start getting kind of funny. E natural is definitely difficult to do. Yeah, this is getting in my way. Definitely getting in my way. Let me try a crutch just to see. Well, maybe. That might actually be easier. Maybe not. I think I'm having to do pretty much the same thing that I did on the other Trevor James, on the copper ones. Open up my jaw a bit and like come from the back, especially in these higher notes. Definitely having to open up a lot more to get a clearer sound. But that it's not bad. Same thing with that. It's so hard to figure out what register you're in and like start there. I do like that this has trochees. The trochees are kind of hard to find though. Like if you're, normally they sit up a little bit higher on the flute. These ones are kind of indented a little bit. Not indented, but they're kind of hidden a little bit. So you're having to like kind of search for them. It is definitely heavy. It is heavy. But I don't think it's so heavy that it's like really uncomfortable. I can definitely tell like in my upper bicep here that like I'm holding it. It would definitely be nice to have like one of those little holders. I wonder if I could do that, but it might help. Have to have something, but this will work, I think, in the interim. That would be so much better, just to have like something right there. Yeah, this is like, it's squishing down, but that would totally work. Yeah, like finding these trochees is difficult. I love these mother of pearl touch pieces. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful touch. And then otherwise, that is all that I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.